It's day 3 of Riot Fest. I'm Lauren O'Neill with Q101, and I'm in the pit for Queens of the Stone Age last night, and here in the corner of my ear, Lauren, and I turn around, I'm like, Jacob Gibbons?
Yeah!
Oh my God, Jacob Gibbons is here!
Thank you for having me. I saw pink hair, and I was like, there's only one person I know with that bright, vibrant pink hair, and it's Lauren O'Neill.
I have it patented, actually. I will beat up anyone that has pink hair.
Good.
No, just kidding.
Good. Well, I guess that answers the question if I should do that to my hair or not. So now I have to ask your permission.
You can. I mean, sidebar, before we went live on camera, I gave Jacob a hug and ended up with some of his hair, so I have ingested
I do that
Jacob
to
Gibbons.
every hug I give some hair. It's just my move. It's my move.
It's really a gift for all of us. So yeah, I think you can do whatever you want with your hair now.
All right. Thank you so much.
He was born with jazz hands. You may know him as the 90s music reaction guy from the internet, but
That's
there is
me.
so much more to Jacob Gibbons. He creates short films, sketches. He's in a movie. He does a music podcast.
I do. Thank
Will
you
you
so much.
Talk to us about Waterproof Records.
Waterproof Records is a podcast that basically, when the channel started to explode and people were like, I'm interested in what this guy has to say about music and what his reactions were, I was like, I could talk about music forever. So I started the podcast, and I have guests occasionally, but a lot of times it's just me picking an album and a moment of time in my life where it really impacted me. And it's amazing how it resonates for so many people. Like, when they listen to the show, they go, dude, we had the same childhood.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what surprises me, is it's like we were all peppered throughout the world, and we didn't know how to find each other back then, right?
Yep.
It's like we didn't have social media, but now we can. And you're like, I wasn't alone. We're oftentimes in our youth, we felt alone, and now we're all reuniting.
It's
amazing.
incredible. Sometimes the internet does good.
It does. Every now and then.
So my husband and I discovered you. I don't even remember which one it was, but maybe the Rage Against the Machine video.
That was a popular one,
Nirvana.
for sure.
I don't. We celebrate your whole catalog.
I appreciate it. That one got to Tom Morello. The Rage one got to Tom Morello. That was a big moment for me when he retweeted that.
He's the
and
best.
That's when Spin Magazine wrote an article, and I'm sitting there with my mom, and I'm like, Mom, I'm in Spin Magazine. And she goes, is that good? And I go, yeah, it's all right.
I mean, it's no Playgirl, but
yeah, I mean, it's not. It's kind of a big deal. So it's a great
that's
moment.
amazing. Tom is Libertyville's finest.
Yes, absolutely.
Right around the corner. I wouldn't be surprised if he's here.
Tom.
You want to say hi to Jacob Gibbons?
Say hi, please.
Well,
Thank
you
you.
can wait over there.
I want to play D&D with you. That's what I want to do. Can we play D&D?
That's amazing. So you have ties to Chicago. All I know is you were born in Tulsa.
I was born in Tulsa, Oklahoma, but in high school, my family picked up and moved to the Chicago suburbs.
Okay.
And we lived around the Wheaton, Naperville area. And so I went to school at Wheaton North High School for 1 year. And it was the worst year ever. Sorry, Wheaton North, but you suck.
Oh, damn.
And then I ended up going to University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign, and that's where I did my undergrad. Great city to be in, where there's, Braid and Hum and the Poster Children and, like, so many amazing bands. And the Smashing Pumpkins came through on Machina, and, like, it was such a cool time to be going to that college there. But I have a lot of ties to Chicago, and my wife is from here. She's from the Chicago suburbs. So we get back here at least once a year, usually.
I love that.
Yeah.
And I love that you're here for Riot Fest.
This was a dream come true for me. Like, I knew about Riot Fest, and they reached out to me earlier this year, and they're like, we really like to work with you on something. And I was like, absolutely. So I made the Foo Fighters video for them, and then we figured it out, and we worked it out that I could come out here, and actually they're debuting a Cure video tonight that no one has seen except for everybody here. I never published it, and they never published it.
Wow. What's
Yeah.
going to happen to it after tonight? Can we see it?
Yeah.
People at home are not here?
Yeah. I'll let you have it
I'll
after
let
the
you.
fact. But the ones who get to see it first are here.
So you're so intelligent about music. I would put you up against Brian Phillips, the host of The History of Alternative, any day. I feel like
thank you.
you two would probably never shut up.
Absolutely.
You would just be
We're
best friends
very
forever.
obnoxious, and we would
Yes.
talk endlessly. But I'm never a actually guy. I'm never a corrector. I like to, you know what I mean? Like, I love my music trivia, and I love my bands, but I love the fact that people have their own journey, and, like, I don't ever want to make it like a gatekeeping type thing.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Where did that passion come from? Do you feel like you always had it, or was there a certain moment maybe in Wheaton
No,
where you were like, Everything sucks but music.
You know what? When I was in Wheaton, Melancholy came out that year, and I went to Tower Records. That was a big moment. But no, my parents, my mom is not cool with music at all. My dad, I mean, she likes classical and country and things like that, which I grew up with. My dad's all right with music, but honestly, I actually remember the exact moment, and it was when I heard, this is so nerdy, I heard Gershwin's Rhapsody in Blue. And I loved the dynamics of going from loud to quiet. And that has been a constant theme in all the bands that I love. Pixies, Smashing Pumpkins. When bands are just explosive and then they suddenly go soft, it does something to me in the core of me, and it always has. And so that was the moment. I was very young, and I was like, this is the best feeling in the world, and I'm going to chase it forever.
I love that. And you really just put it into everything that you do. I mean, it's palpable, it's real, and I think that's why everyone connects with you, because you're
Thank
real,
you.
and we feel the same way. We love music.
I know.
And you just know how to talk about it better than we can.
Well, the community is out there, and I don't think I realized it because I'm in my mid-40s, and it's one of those things where you go through your whole life, and you kind of assume that, like, everybody's crazy and obsessive about music like you are. And then you realize one day you go, not everyone is like this. But then when you put it out there and the community finds you, it's an amazing feeling to know, oh, there's so many of us. And here I am at Riot Fest, and I'm with you, and I'm with fans that literally, when the music goes up and we're at Queens of the Stone Age, we're losing our minds out there.
What a vibe.
What a vibe.
Amazing. I know you're the 90s reaction guy, but I also know that you're so into all kinds of music.
I am.
What are you really digging? Like, what's your new Q? What are you really digging right now?
I'm so glad you asked me this question because I make videos about it and it never carries because people are like, I want to hear about the 90s stuff, but I will go on and on about Idols, Pup. Idols, Pup, Russian Circles, where am I? Joyce Manor. What are some other? Now my brain's frying and I can't figure out. But Pup, Idols are super huge for me, and those are albums that I'm really, really loving right now.
Love that.
Yeah, absolutely.
We are almost into the spooky season, so I have to ask.
Oh, I'm crazy about spooky season.
There's a pretty incredible movie. It's got 76% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's called I Had a Bloody Good Time at Harker House.
Yes. That's my movie.
I highly recommend it. You can find it like
Have you watched
Amazon. I haven't watched the whole thing.
Okay, that's fine. It's 80 minutes, so it's like
I'm saving it for when it's officially spooky season,
Yeah,
but I also need to know before I really invest myself here, is there going to be a sequel?
No. I mean, here's the thing. We set up the end of the movie as if there will be a sequel, but we made this movie independently, and we all went into it thinking, this is going to change our lives. And guess what? It did not. And so, I don't know. Hold on to the hope that maybe one day something might happen. But I don't know. Hey, if enough people watched it and it got to be millions of views out there on Amazon Prime.
That's all we got to do.
That's all you got to do. You got to just say, I demand a sequel, because we actually have one written.
What?
We have one written.
Wait, so then you that was a hard shutdown.
It was a hard shutdown. We did this movie about vampires, and we knew the sequel had to be about werewolves. And so we 100% had a movie about werewolves. We have it ready to go, and it's called I Had a Harry Good Time, something like that. Harry Good Time. It's so great, and I don't know. Fingers crossed. Maybe one day.
Sounds like a Robert Pattinson movie to me. But,
it totally does.
I don't know.
Totally
I'm
does.
not the professional.
Hey, I'm
here.
Team Jacob. Obviously.
I don't know what that means. Is that a good thing?
It's a Twilight reference.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I know. I'm sorry.
Jacob has merch.
I do.
I find that very exciting.
Yes, I
You've
do
got,
have
like,
merch.
hats and
I do.
coffee mugs and shirts and a journal.
Yeah, I started this thing on Bonfire, which I thought was a cool organization which does a lot of stuff for charities, and they basically... I just started designing these shirts, and one of my favorite ones says music is everywhere, and it's like a row of trees reflected over water, but it's a sound wave. So when you look back at it, it looks like a sound wave, and then when you get closer, it's a row of trees.
I've seen you in that shirt.
Yes. It's
That's
one of
a
my
great
favorites.
shirt.
And then I have one that says Hope is Punk, which was, I was doing a live stream, and I said, Hope is so punk, and somebody's like, put that on a t-shirt. And so I just make random stuff. But the Waterproof Records shirt is my most popular because people who listen to the podcast like to sport the logo of the Waterproof Records.
Gotcha.
So,
I'm glad you mentioned your lives because my girlfriend Shelly on TikTok goes by Gnome Bunny. She said she would always watch your lives and jump in and ask you.
Absolutely, I remember.
Give me a random 90s factoid. She was like, you always deliver with something super intelligent and funny. And
it's absurd how much has stayed up there for so long, where somebody will say, what did you do over the weekend? And I'm like, I have no idea. But then they can ask.
Saving room for the important stuff.
Yeah, but you could ask me a random 90s factoid, and I got you like that.
All right, give us one.
Give us one right now. Okay. Billy Corgan's first band was called The Marked, based on the birthmark on his hand. And so his entire hand is covered in a birthmark, and so that's why he called his first band The Marked.
Good to know. I did not know that.
Yeah. You can see it when he plays. You can see the birthmark.
Now I'm going to have to look for that.
Yeah, covers his entire hand. It's all red. Yeah.
I noticed your socials. So he's either at Jacob Givens or at the Jacob Givens. I have the same problem.
Yeah, somebody beat me to TikTok with my name.
Yeah.
Whereas I've been on making content for a long time, and I got everywhere first except for TikTok. So on Instagram, Jacob Givens, easy. Twitter, easy. All of them. And then I get to TikTok, I type in Jacob Givens, and it's gone. And so I was like, I don't know. So I put the in front of it.
Yep.
And then now people say to me in public, they'll go, the Jacob Givens. And I'm like,
it's a real thing. I have the same plight.
Yeah.
There is a Lauren O'Neill who's also in media, who's Canadian.
Yeah.
She's lovely. But anytime there's a new social media platform, the two of us are like, trying to get Lauren O'Neill because we spell it the same way. And
yeah.
I am the Lauren O'Neill also in some.
Yes. I've had people message me over the years that are other Jacob Givens, and they go, I hate you because you got there first. And I'm like, sorry, man, I'm older.
I don't like the player. I hate the game.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, I know we have a lot of bands to see tonight.
We have so many to see.
Give me your rundown.
Okay.
Your importance. Gorilla Biscuits, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely. And I cannot miss Godspeed You Black Emperor. That is a bucket list item for me. But the biggest moment of today, so I've seen so many amazing bands this weekend. Incredible. The Cure is going to be a big moment because my brother is here. And for those of you who know my content, the Smashing Pumpkins was my biggest band, but for my older brother, The Cure was his. So my entire childhood was just his Boys Don't Cry poster in his room showing me every single song that dude ever wrote. And so tonight we get to watch The Cure together, and it's a dream come true. It honestly is. It's like I'm going to cry so much.
You can cry right now if you want.
I'm close to it, Lauren. I'm close to it.
I feel like we need to celebrate, and I know you've done it once in your Wheaton days.
Yeah?
But we're bringing it back.
Yes! You got Malört for me?
I got Malört just for you.
Let's do it.
This
is a special moment. I am so excited.
We made it through 3 days of Riot Fest.
3 days of Riot Fest. The
We
only way to
deserve
do
it.
Malört, let's go.
Love you,
Ready?
buddy.
The whole thing?
Whole
Love you
thing.
too.
In two. I got to do in two.
Yeah. Wow.
Can't open my throat.
That is a flavor. That is a flavor. That is specifically Malört.
It's couldn't have been anything else.
Anything else but that.
I can still taste your hair, though.
That goes.
Other than that.
People should request that. They should say, I'd like a Malört with a side of Jacob Givens' hair.
There we go.
There we go.
I think that's where we're going to make $1 million.
That's it. That's
Got
the
the
plan.
ideas.
That's the plan.
That was like the highlight of my weekend, right against you.
Highlight of mine.
Ah,
I'm on Q101. What a dream come true. I went to Jamboree, baby, back in the day.
right.
I love it.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Keep an eye on Jacob Givens. He's doing big things.
Thank you.